The White House is highlighting recent arrests during this federal takeover of D.C. police. According to a White House official, Tuesday through Wednesday morning, they arrested 43 people on D.C. streets.
Yeah, and we wanted to dive into those numbers and see how the task force and MPD are being used. And for that, we have our Matt Gregory. So, Matt, you've been digging into this. What were you able to find?
Okay, well, remember, first of all, that D.C. is so unique, right? We have D.C. Superior Court, but we also have federal court. And so some of those do end up in federal court, but the majority end up in D.C. Superior Court. And a majority of those arrested overnight ended up in this afternoon arraignment hearing. Now listen, in some of those cases, we got to look inside at how the arrests went down and who performed them.
So we've seen these federal agents that are part of these federal task forces roaming the streets. How many arrests can we attribute to them?
Yeah, this is a difficult question to answer, but we were able to find some information, right? Some of these cases, the information's sealed, but I found a handful of felony arrests that come from what's being called the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force. So, for example, there was a shooting in Southeast around midnight. ATF, DEA, FBI agents all teamed up with MPD officers to arrest one man. They found him with an illegal handgun and an extended magazine.
All right, so we heard you mention MPD there, Matt. How many of these arrests are being done by D.C. police and the task force?
All right, well, I thought this was really interesting. You know, all part of looking at these felony charges today, one of the things I saw was that a majority of these come from MPD officers doing their usual jobs. There are violent crime suppression units on the streets. There are robbery units on the streets. It appears the lion's share of the work being done since this order came down comes from MPD. But this is just what I'm seeing in today's D.C. Superior Court arraignment. We really didn't get a chance to see what the federal court had, although, like I said, the majority of the arrests will go through D.C. Superior Court.
Yeah, just starting to pull back the layers here. Matt, thank you. Of course, we'll all be keeping a close eye on how these federal task forces are out there and how they are used in our city.